Last time on Nerds of UVM.
John is a really good actor. He portrayed Punisher like how it's supposed to be in the comics.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nerds of UVM. I'm your host, David. I'm joined by my friend Luke.
How's it going, everybody?
I'm joined by my friend Bob.
Hello.
And I'm joined by my friend Io.
Yo.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good this time. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what this show is, basically it's us sitting around a table filled with cool stuff, and we just talk about nerdy stuff. This episode is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be very cash. Cash, short for casual. That's how casual it is.
I got scared because I wasn't wearing my cashmere today.
No. See, I'm so casual that I just abbreviated the word casual. That's how casual I am.
Oh, shit.
We're going to be comparing... Okay, so...
That's so casual.
The three big video game companies have their consoles out, and they've been out for a good enough while that we can start really talking about like the pros and cons of each of them.
This is our buyer's guide.
Yeah. I will be representing Microsoft and Xbox. Io will be representing Sony and PlayStation, and Luke will be representing Nintendo and the Switch.
The master race, of course.
And
I'm an extra.
Yeah. Bob is here. Bob is here to provide colorful commentary when he can.
Fuel the flames of anger.
I will.
So Io, I figure we start off with you first. Like, you've got PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
How long you had it?
No.
Not long? Oh, so it's a new purchase.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
You got which model you have? Like the slim model?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, very cool. Have you always been like a PlayStation guy first, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you play PlayStation 3 and 2 and 1 all that jazz?
Well, I started with 2.
Okay, all right, yeah, that makes sense, yeah. The one I feel like was a little before like we really like knew what to do with our hands, like as children. Because it came out in like 1996 or something like that, didn't it?
What?
The PlayStation 1.
Sometime that, as the old guy, yeah, that's about 98 is when it really took off.
Mid to late 90s, I think, yeah. So
Because also then N64 came out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Super Nintendo was like in 95 or something like that.
94.
94. And then PlayStation came out. I think it came out in 96. It just didn't, I don't think it picked up steam for a couple of years because...
It was the new player, right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just something people couldn't wrap their heads around.
Okay.
And plus, I mean, for the system of like that, like I don't think actually people could use their TVs.
Got it.
It had to take like there had to be a new generation of TVs in order to use it for the PlayStation.
Right.
Oh, shit.
So Io, what games are you play mostly on PlayStation 4?
FIFA. FIFA, yeah, definitely that. Mortal Kombat, Injustice 2.
Okay.
As well, Marvel's Lego Superheroes.
Yeah.
And that's like a launch game is really good. And yeah, that's pretty much all. That's like a summary of what I played, basically.
So okay, all right. So you're not like one genre kind of guy. Like
Yeah,
you branch out and like try new things. Okay, very cool. Have you? So it sounds like you haven't played any of their first party titles yet.
No.
The Uncharted, Ratchet and Clank, or Forza Horizon. Or not Forza Horizon. You played Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
But
cool.
that was like PlayStation 3.
So you haven't played the new one that came
Yeah,
out
I
on
haven't
PlayStation 4 yet.
played
Okay, all right. Very cool.
Or Far Cry.
Far Cry is another great series.
Yeah.
That's a multi-console. Not on Switch yet, though.
No.
Speaking of Switch, Luke, tell us about your time with the Switch. It's been out for just under a year now.
Yep.
You have almost every single game available for it,
Yeah.
physically.
What, 5 games?
No,
No, it actually has a lot. I think it has a lot. We have like 250 games or something right now.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I don't have 250
Yeah.
games for it. It's been a really great indie machine. Like for indie games, I've been able to try
Okay.
a bunch of them, which is cool. Let's see. I've just had a good time with the Switch, honestly. I mean, I think the highest selling point for it really is the versatility of like how you can play it. Like I'll always prefer playing a game console on my TV, but the fact that like sometimes the TV isn't available to me, or I just want to like lay down and play the Switch. You know, I've been able to do that. Like, I played Skyrim for the first time ever, actually, on it.
On the Switch?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, they
Wow.
have it for the Switch?
Yeah, and like first like playthrough, I like got really into it and like don't want to stop playing, so I like undocked it and brought it with me. Like,
And that's how you're gonna fail your classes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been really cool, and Nintendo always focuses on the games. You know, that's always like their driving point, like the games. And so I feel like the Switch wouldn't do nearly as well as it did this year if we didn't have like a release of Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey in the same year.
Oh, absolutely.
And both phenomenal games. I've had a great time with it. So yeah, I enjoy the Switch very much and the games that come with it.
Well, what I've been impressed by is the way they've also been able to sort of snag a lot of other titles for first party too. Because again, as a boy from Microsoft, I don't have a lot of like exclusive titles to where I can just say, you can only play this on Xbox, so fuck you. I can't say that. Like with Sony, you can say that. You have well with Nintendo, you have Zelda, you have Mario, and not only that, but you have like new titles. You have Splatoon, ARMS. Now you have Bayonetta, which is a Nintendo exclusive.
Yeah.
With Sony, you've got Horizon Zero Dawn. You've got Killzone. You've got Uncharted. You've got The Last of Us. You've got Ratchet and Clank, the new one that just came out. Microsoft, like in this generation of their like exclusives, we got Gears of War 4, we got Halo 5, and we got Forza. We got Forza all the live long day. But that's kind of it in terms of like their own IP that they can just sort of promote.
Cuphead, right?
Yeah,
but that's
like also
specific type of
PC.
player.
It's also PC. That's the other thing. That's a big problem with Microsoft in general. They like everything they make will be available on PC and Xbox, so it devalues the Xbox a lot more because like you can just play it on a computer now.
Yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose of that.
Yeah, but here's what I will say. That aside, my experience with the Xbox, I have an Xbox One S. I've had a great time.
It's my favorite interface.
Yes, it's my favorite interface. I think the internet accessibility is the best out of the three. I think Microsoft kills it with Xbox Live Gold. In particular, it's a subscription that you can pay for. I think they dominate personally. I mean, you're welcome to have your own opinion. That's just where I'm at. That's just been my experience. Like Sony, it's good, but it's also like it's not been what I wanted personally. It's never been as like quick or as fast as I find on Xbox. And I find that the controller, the Xbox One controller, may very well be the best game controller I've ever played with.
That's a weird way to say the Switch Pro controller, David.
Oh, isn't that funny? Oh, you mean the way that they just totally ripped off the Xbox
but also made it better?
But also like
you wanna know what screws me up? They like have like the DS button configuration of the letters. So I have my
Well, that's the SNES configuration, actually.
Well, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, my roommate, though, he has the Xbox One X in our, or not X, the S in our room and the Switch. So, like, when we go between controllers, both of us will be confused because all the letters are shifted like one place.
I will say that. I mean, that's where
you don't have to worry about.
That's where I give Sony a little. That's where I give
So
Sony
like the best controller. I would say that.
All right, hang on. We might need to have a discussion about that. The thing about like Sony that continues to throw me off is I think with Xbox, the way that they have their two thumbsticks on different parts of the controller, like it's not like parallel to each other. They're offset from each other. I don't know why my brain just like it works better for me having them both at the bottom. Or when it was the Wii U and they were both at the top, it just threw me off a little bit. I don't know.
The Wii U, I didn't like the thumbsticks at the top.
I liked the thumbsticks. They were a good size and they were
just the placement. That's what I mean.
I don't know what the PlayStation 4 controller. I think it differs, but like I also like how the Xbox One the thumbstick's concave, so that I think that's the term, right? Concave.
Yeah.
They've got so I can just rest my thumbs on it and they don't slide off as easily and like. They're ridged around the outside, so if I'm pushing them on the outside, it's a lot easier to move around. I don't know if that's been your experience with PlayStation 4.
I just feel like that's very weird. Like the ones at the top, the other ones at the bottom.
Okay, all right.
I just like it when they're both like side by side. And
Alright.
just, you know, it's easier to just fold it and go than just, you know.
And you had the PS3 also, right?
Yeah.
So like the DualShock 4, they did add a little something to make like the thumbsticks a little easier to like move around.
That
Because
was
the PS3 was just a straight up like button.
Oh yeah, I remember playing with PlayStation 2. Oh, I hated it. I hated it so much.
I hate the DualShock 4.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
The 4, I'm a fan of.
What I didn't love about the DualShock 4, because I do agree, the DualShock 4 is significantly better. Still not my favorite, just because that's my personal preference. But like, it's way better. The touchscreen in the middle, or the touchpad, the motion pad. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's the little it's a little bar for the PlayStation 4 controller.
Huh.
Like the big like rectangle thing in the middle of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like it takes up a lot of unnecessary space. I don't know if that's like your thoughts on it.
Okay, yeah, that does make sense when
Yeah.
you put it that way.
You know,
I don't know. I guess if a game uses that, it's fine. But have you played any games that utilizes that? Because it's apparently
No.
supposed to be like a
No.
touch screen type of thing.
Yeah, but no, I haven't.
Yeah.
that's my problem with like the way video games sort of started, like this new generation in general. Everything was, other than the Switch, I'll say, because they had that with the Wii U. Like Xbox and PlayStation 4, they tried to be so multilateral in terms of what they use their systems for. So for Xbox, it was like, it's all about the Kinect, and we're more than just video games, we're about TV. You can plug your cable box up to the Xbox, and you can just access it from there. Like, I don't really want to do that. The Kinect is kind of annoying because it's not as good as like Nintendo Motion Sensor.
I'm glad they dropped the Kinect because
Yeah, me
it
too.
had potential, but they didn't do anything. good
Well, the
with
thing
it.
is, they didn't utilize it properly, and they didn't like dedicate it enough time to it. They thought it was just gonna be an easy. I feel like the idea was just to get an easy sell to be in the motion gaming market.
Yeah.
Which ultimately is not great. What I want from Xbox though is like a little bit of VR action going on because Sony's doing that right now.
They're
Oh,
killing
yeah.
it. Have you got to try
That's
PlayStation
that's
VR?
where
No,
eventually that's where the
definitely
money's
looking
gonna
forward
be.
to that.
Yeah.
I hate VR. I do just because I mean
Motion sickness.
not motion sickness. I just don't like it. I just don't like I don't know. I just
You don't like turning your physical head. To
yeah. When I want to be lazy and play video games, I want to sit on my couch, be fat and lazy with my potato chips, and know exactly what I'm playing. But that's just me. I mean, I could probably get used to it, just because I'll admit I've had limited experiences with VR. So and like I guess it was just something new that my body couldn't like the senses in my brain couldn't like comprehend for the rest of my body. But that is definitely like that is gonna be the future of gaming right there. Like
Yeah.
It's definitely, and even if it's not the future of gaming, like VR in itself, like there are multiple applications for it. So the key to getting people to be on board with it, I would assume, is like getting them on board with the other applications, like with art or with or with research or with surgery, whatever it may
Yeah,
be.
because you and I.
Or with the other experiences, like there are, I'm sure you could use VR if you wanted to, like just have a VR camera set up at like the next WWE match or something like that, and people just pay tickets to be in like the front row seat or something like that. I'm sure that would be a thing.
You mean like use VR to be like at a sports like a
Like at a
pay-per-view?
sporting event, pay-per-view and stuff like that. Yeah.
Maybe depending on how they could set up the game, because it still requires like a camera and stuff.
Well, yeah, but if you have the headset, like there are hardcore people out there who will be like, "Oh my God, this is the next Pacquiao Mayweather fight or whatever it is." I know one of them's retired. I think.
That means that we're gonna get to a point with the stadium just two fighters come out, the stadium's empty, and everybody's at home. With
Well, that's
VR.
not. Well, I don't think so for that specific reason. But like, if you have like, well, just think about it. Somebody who's disabled, right?
No, yeah.
And they're like a hardcore fan of like I don't know, like the
Anything.
Yankees or whatever,
Anything.
and they want to get front row Yankee seats or something like that. They can do that. That's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I have
that's
no,
experience worthwhile.
and
for
like
some
they pay
people.
like maybe a ticket price or something like that,
or they'll pay a pay-per-view.
something like that.
Yeah.
I will
That'd
say,
be pretty cool.
for Thanksgiving we went down to my brother's house. He got a Switch.
Yeah.
I do like. I like I played it when it was on the TV, so like they were together. They weren't.
The Joy-Cons.
The Joy-Cons.
And it was on the grip.
Yeah, it was on the grip.
What a dumb name
That
for
was
a
good.
controller, by the way,
We mainly played Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
But it took me a few races to get used to is when you go like for a four-person race, and then what I liked about them is that then those two controllers each turn to their own controller.
Yeah.
I liked that, but I didn't like how the setup was slightly different with each controller. Like one was gas and gas and brake was different on one, while gas and brake was different on another.
Yeah.
It took me a few races to get used to it.
It's good when you're.
I eventually dominated my nieces and nephews, and I was king of Thanksgiving, so it turned out all right.
Right.
But that was my that was just a slight holdback for me. It was like I liked how it went from 2 controllers to 4 controllers.
No, yeah, it's
I like
very
that,
versatile.
but
in
like
that way.
just the way it was like just set up for certain, where some controllers could do one things differently than the others.
Having had the Pro Controller, 2 Pro Controllers now for since about summertime, like it's hard going back to the Joy-Cons. Like Mario Odyssey is a great game, but they really want you to use the Joy-Cons because they have some like shoehorned in motion controls. That's a whole thing.
Yeah.
They're not game breaking, but it's annoying, and it's much easier to do with the Joy-Cons. But it's like I want to play with my nice Pro Controller.
Oh, first world problem.
Yeah, I mean, talking about like problems with the system, I mentioned it. Like, there's no first party attraction to Xbox, which is a shame because if you're buying something, you want to know that it's sort of like a value product or a valuable product, not like a value product, as you want to say. Like, I would, not that I want people to be excluded from gaming a certain video game, but I would like to know that there's a reason for me to buy the Xbox rather than the PlayStation 4. I'm buying it maybe not only for the experience, but also because I can't play a certain game anywhere else.
At the end of the day, it's about the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we talked about this when we did the console things. You mentioned something about Nintendo's not online, or that you have to do a certain app.
They still haven't released their
See,
online
that is
service.
a huge like drawback. Like if I was fresh and I had no experience and I was trying to ask my friends which console's the best to start off with, and I wanted to get into the online gaming aspect because that's where
You'd probably be more for PlayStation 4.
exactly.
PlayStation.
Yeah. no, but like, and like if somebody's trying to make their argument for Nintendo, and then I ask, what about the online component? It's like, that's not important. You know.
I mean, online's been fun for Splatoon, I'd say.
But when you go to Nintendo, you don't really go for online. That's the thing. Like, their experience, they're not selling you an online experience. They're selling you Mario, Zelda, and now the portability aspect.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, they definitely sell that with Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like, you're there to play online games. You're there to go to a match of Titanfall or, like, meet up with your friends and play some FIFA. Like, that's what you're there for.
Definitely.
Yeah, I get
alongside
that.
the higher level games.
I get that, but I mean, I guess it's just whoever's in the mindset of what type of system you want to go into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to get a PlayStation sometime. I'm just too poor right now.
What? It's $100 cheaper than the Xbox.
Well, I mean, I don't have the money to spend.
Yeah, but
on it.
he's talking like college boy.
This past
right.
Black Friday, they were selling them for like $200. So if PlayStation still has momentum, I'm like imagining there'll be some like crazy deals. The next one.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, quick one. So if we're going to game like live, what console are we going to?
Xbox, obviously.
No.
Honestly, it's probably gonna be up to me and Luke.
Why?
Because you two are just gonna fight for your own battles, and me and Luke will probably be in the corner.
Well, it also depends on like how many controllers we have for each thing. So, I mean,
well, if we have to do, I mean, this is a potential. Everybody,
nothing may be confirmed.
Not confirmed, but like if the controller issue is like,
If
we
you'd
can always
like
do.
to see us do gameplay videos,
Give this video a like and a thumbs up.
and make sure to
Rate 5 stars.
subscribe.
Honestly, I don't care. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't,
Whatever has the most fun games, I think we'll say.
Okay.
All right. You okay with that answer?
It's like, I guess.
Then I think we'll just end it there. Thank you all for joining me for this recording session. It's been a good time. And thank you for coming by and listening. If you like what we did here, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel here, following us at our social media there, and leave this video a like and a comment. Love to interact with you a little bit. But until then, we're going to sign off right now. I've been David.
I've been Luke.
I've been Bob.
I've been Io.
And this has been Nerds of UVM. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, live long and prosper. Nothing?
You didn't say
I'm not a console guy. I can't like say shit.
All right.
To answer your question, by the way, some things you didn't mention: Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves, and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh, fuck you. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. That's right.
Oh, that's it. We're filming again.
Fucking idiot.
We're filming again.
All right, Luke, you want to get studio lights?
I got you.